Do it alone, do it broke, do it tired, do it afraid. At the end of the day, just do it. Showing up is half of the work, and remember that. You need to change your perception on failure, because as long as you see it as this black doom, black hole of a thing, that is what you're going to constantly experience. I repeat, if you see failure as something that is like, yeah, I'm finished, I'm done, what is the point of my existence, can't get as bad as right now, that is what you're going to experience. And let me explain. You have to constantly remind yourself, even if things do not work out, even if you plan to pre-calculated, calculated, post-calculated, if things do not work out, you just have to remind yourself, I am always being redirected. Even this is a note for me, to me, like, even when things do not work out, just tell yourself, all right, cool, this is the goal, this is where I want to go. All right, cool, there's hella obstacles my way, but nonetheless, even though if I take this route, that route, up and down, any route, at the end of the day, I'll still get to my destination. Sometimes the things that we plan do not go as planned. Is that good? Is it bad? That's just life. Imagine if humans were constantly happy all the time. What would be the point of creation? What would be the point of evolution? Because if you look at nature, because nature, I personally believe, even though we're like connected to God, I feel like nature is like the purest version of creation that has no outside consciousness. That is like, by that what I mean is the consciousness of plants. Even though they're smart, they know how to operate and work. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is, let me not, they don't have the same consciousness as us, because God created us in what? In his image. Made in the image of God, I made you in my image. Yeah, never forget that. Nature is very much close to God because it's not corrupted and it knows how to flow. It doesn't become stagnant. If you look at trees, if you go to the beach, if you look at the oceans, you see the ripple of the wave. The wave is the same. It's not broken, but it's always flowing. When you look at nature, you realize, by natural default, everything is evolving, everything is growing, dying, rebirth, start again, and the cycle goes on. But when it comes to us humans, on the other hand, we don't know how to embrace evolution. We don't know how to embrace transformation. We don't know how to embrace just, if humans were happy all the time, what would be the point of evolution? Like, it's copy paste times 7 billion, probably more even. I don't know the population of humans, but it just puts things into perspective. Like, you have to always remind yourself, even though if I feel like today I didn't do shits, like I didn't do anything, not even, I didn't do nada, I am still being redirected to my desired reality, to my dream, to whatever, because I know at the end of the day that is where my attention is going. And as you know, where attention goes, energy flows. And yeah, like going to a cafe, going to your favorite shop, yeah, you want to get your favorite flavor of a drink, yeah, and then you go there, you find out they don't have it on stock, you have to get the next best thing. Life is just like that. Is it good? Is it bad? You still know that drink is gonna be restocked up, just not now. Yeah. For example, if I told you, how do I learn how to adapt? If I asked you that question, if I asked you, show me how do I adapt? How do I become so rooted that I become unshakable? What are you gonna tell me? You can tell me a bunch of words, but until I personally experience it or personally learn it through experience, through human experience, I'm not gonna understand. Certain things you can't teach someone. You can't teach someone how to adapt. You just have to go through it. An analogy that I can give is like, look at trees. There's so many different types of trees. There's tall trees, thin trees, thick trees, different colors, different shades, different designs, all of that. God is very creative. So what do all of these trees have in common? They are all rooted underneath the ground, all together. They're all connected, they're all rooted. This is how you have to be. If you don't know how to be rooted within yourself, you're going to be swayed by the wind, and the wind being external things like people, anything that is not you is external to me. So you have to be as rooted within your own identity, within your own beliefs, within your own ideology of looking at life, where like be standing next to someone and they can look at the sky and be like, yo, this bird is flying, wow, it's so alone, like it's so sad. Like they see life from a lens of like, this bird is so sad, he's like flying by himself, and it's such a lonely world. Like this bird feels lonely because they see that, because that is what they are experiencing. Someone can only see the level of perception of what their consciousness is capable of examining, whilst you can be the abundant one where you can look at the bird and be like, wow, it's so powerful, it doesn't need anyone, it's flying by itself. That just goes to show you, like in life, if you want to go to places or fly high, you need to be alone. No one's going to be standing next to you holding your hand. Is it good, is it bad? No, but it just takes a shift in perspective to realize like you don't have to be like everyone else. That is why you have your own brain, your own body, your own arms, your own autonomy. So use it. Don't be abused by other people and their own ideologies. Never that. This is why it's so important to internalize this saying, which is said a lot, but anyways, I'm going to say it anyways. You need to understand that life is happening for you, not to you. I must repeat this again for the people in the back. Life is happening for you, never to you. So do what you gotta do with this information. This is why it's so important to start recoding pain, failure, struggle, misfortune, all the above as things as like, all right, cool, this is just development. Like I'm not developed enough. Oh, this is not failure, this is just me being not guided in the right direction. This is me just taking a U-turn, but I'm still gonna drive straight. Just because I took a U-turn doesn't mean everything has to change, because if everything has to change, you're not gonna be a functioning normal human. You're gonna be swayed and you're gonna let something so small destroy you. Like, why would you do that to yourself? It's all a mental game. This is why I personally believe, where like, as long as you have your mindset adjusted in life, like you see life in the way where like it does serve you, you are all good. Deadass. And like I literally see everything that, like, let's just say if it doesn't work out for me, I see it as, all right, cool, this is something for me to learn, or this is just me being redirected. I'm still getting there. I might just take a while, I might be an hour late, 30 minutes late, I'm still getting there. You know how many times I quit YouTube and I always wanted to make a way, but I was just never consistent because I didn't have my systems set in place, which prevented me a lot of time. But I still found a way. All right, cool. This is my way of life, way of thinking, way of everything, philosophy, whatever you call it. All right, cool. I can't record content at home. What can I do? I can go outside, record content. All right, cool. What is the pros and cons of recording outside? I'll be disturbed. I don't feel comfortable, and I'm the type of person where like I need to have my own autonomy so I can actually talk with chest. I don't want to feel like I'm on the edge. What can I do? Guess what? I found a place where I can record. I can say what I need to say uninterrupted. I just need to come certain times for it to be open, and I'm still recording content. Nothing is stopping me from recording. It's just your perspective. When you change your perception or perspective, whatever, it's the same thing. When you change your POV, everything around you changes in the way where like it serves you, when opportunities open for you. Why would you limit yourself when you know you're from God? Why would you limit yourself when you know that your perception has that much power? It has that much power in terms of dictating what you can perceive, what you can take in, opportunities that come to you, so on and so forth. Why would you limit your perception? A lot of people be saying, I want this life, but they have a perception that doesn't serve them. You have to take your power back. Listen, this is a very morbid example to display this, but it's the truth. Listen, the truth will help, it'll set you free. I don't know where I heard this, but maybe it was Kendrick. I don't know. Anyways, listen. You came to this world by yourself. I came to this world by myself. No one was holding my hand. Do you know what I mean? So if you have like imposter syndrome, people pleasing, low confidence, low self-esteem, all of that, at the end of the day, internalize this truth. You came alone. When you die, you're gonna be 10 feet 10 feet under the ground, buried by yourself. Your mom's not going to be next to you, your dad's not going to be next to you. You are just having a human experience. So when you start internalizing this example that I'm saying, you start to realize, wow, I care so much about so-and-so's validation or me stepping out of the box, but it's like, I'm gonna die. All of us have like, what's the average lifespan? 70 years old, 80 years old, even lucky if you make it to 65, I think. And if you're like in your 20s, it's like you're a quarter way in. Why would you not live the life that you want to live? Why would you say you want to be like that, but you also be people pleasing behind closed doors? Why would you do yourself a disservice? Start doing yourself a service. I'm just saying, because a lot of people, like, you come to this world by yourself, deep this, and you're gonna die the same way as well. Like, no one's gonna be right next to you. So if you think people are gonna judge you, trust me, people are gonna judge you regardless. So you might as well just do you and do whatever you want. Like, imagine being judged and you're doing what you actually want and you're actually happy about your life. You're not just living a life just to live a life, because a lot of people claim to be living life, but it's like their soul is dead. They have no mission, they have no drive, they have nothing that is like giving them that desire, like, I want to work hard, I want to do this, I want to do things differently. It's like the rat race, NPC vibes. So let me give you some game, because this is not spoken about a lot, and I found this upon reading a book and kind of my own discovery. Yeah, anyways, so remember, you're not just doing actions. Actions are interconnected with identity or like habits or whatever. This is why it's so important. You can be like, all right, I changed my identity to a fit person, I'm doing all of these affirmations, guided meditations, but your life is not changing. It's because a lot of people forget or negate the fact that it's so important to take action. You can say, oh, like, I've done all the self-concept, all of this, all of that, but like, if there is no action to facilitate your identity, as you can say, then what is the point of action? This is why it's so important. And I personally believe that action and identity literally go in hand. It's like the core of everything. So if you claim to be a fit person, for example, what is your action like in relation to that identity? Because remember, plain Jane affirmations, guided meditations that go for 20 minutes where someone's whispering, some random YouTuber is whispering in your ear saying, close your eyes for 20 minutes. Like, be for real. So you take off time to hear people say shit like that, but you can't take time to take action to back the identity that you be claiming. I don't know. It ain't adding up in my books for sure. And I got this concept from the what's it called? Parallel of selves. That book literally tells you like, but I think it talks about beliefs, but it's similar to identity. You can't say you're this person when you're not that person in real life. Where is the action? This is how beliefs are formed, this is how identities are formed. Action is the facilitator. So use action. Action is good. Don't be those lazy ass people that think life is gonna just give it to them. You have to put in the work. If that was the case, why would God create you in the 3D? Do you think he just created random resources there for decoration for it not to be used? This is why you have to get up and make something with the identity that you have, with that mental affirmation just to back it. You can't just be doing mental affirmation and not back nothing. You know what I mean? So I hope this video helped. I hope it gave you some insight. Like, I hope it did something to your psyche. Like, I don't know what to say, but yeah.